Ever wondered why SpongeBob SquarePants, of all places, lives in a pineapple under the sea? It's an oddly specific choice for a home, isn't it? I mean, SpongeBob's home at 124 Conch Street is more than just a pineapple. It's a bizarre architectural masterpiece hiding more secrets than you ever imagined. Secrets that go as far as the attic. What's lurking up there? It's a place where underwater logic defies reality and every corner tells a story. Why does a pineapple have a garage? What's the deal with a workout room filled with stuffed animals? And why does this fruit house seem to regenerate like it's part of some eternal underwater conspiracy? Well, behind the goofy charm lies a surprising backstory that's just as quirky as SpongeBob himself. I mean, his pineapple house didn't just sprout in Bikini Bottom like underwater magic, right? It has a story as unconventional as its cheery resident. According to Truth or Square, the semi-canonical TV special where we're treated to a flashback about SpongeBob's humble beginnings, the pineapple originated from the human world where it fell from a ship traversing the ocean.
My secret garden is finally done.
It's implied that it carried tropical goods, and one rogue pineapple found itself tumbling into the sea. Talk about accidental architecture. Over time, the fruit sank to the ocean floor, lodging itself neatly at 124 Conch Street, where SpongeBob would later claim it as his home. The story goes that SpongeBob, eager to settle into Bikini Bottom after landing his iconic job at the Krusty Krab, was on the hunt for the perfect home. And after searching for homes for a long time, he found a rogue pineapple. What are the odds, right? It's the kind of logic-defying coincidence that Bikini Bottom runs on. But instead of questioning why a pineapple didn't instantly dissolve in salt water, SpongeBob saw potential. In true optimistic fashion, he turned it into the dream home we know today. While SpongeBob's choice of abode seems peculiar, it aligns perfectly with his bright and zany personality. The pineapple's vibrant orange exterior and lush green top not only echo his sunny disposition, but also stand out among the muted tones of his underwater neighborhood. And its oversized interior? Let's just say Bikini Bottom physics doesn't play by earthly rules, but I'll get to that later. Before that, let's discuss why a pineapple. In real-world terms, creator Steven Hillenburg had a specific reason. Pineapples are associated with tropical environments, and their distinct shape made them a fun, visually striking element for animation. Inside Bikini Bottom, though, the house has its own practical perks. Its thick rind might provide insulation against cold ocean currents, while the fruity aroma, oddly never mentioned in the show, could be a subtle nod to SpongeBob's squeaky clean nature. And here's a fun twist. Pineapples are traditionally associated with hospitality. They're a welcoming symbol, often placed at the entrance of homes or even carved into furniture to greet visitors. SpongeBob, being the friendliest fry cook in the sea, might have unconsciously picked up on this vibe. After all, his house is practically an open-door policy. Need a jellyfishing buddy? SpongeBob's your guy. Lost in a bizarre time-traveling adventure? He's got you covered. As for its neighbors, Squidward might roll his eyes at living next to SpongeBob's garish tropical landmark, but the pineapple symbolizes more than just SpongeBob's whimsical nature. Now, some fans think the pineapple's origin could be a nod to Hawaii's history as a major pineapple exporter, or perhaps even a cheeky reference to SpongeBob's creator, Steven Hillenburg, who had a background in marine biology. But there's also the question of why a pineapple would survive being underwater at all. Real pineapples would be mush in a matter of hours, but this is no ordinary fruit. Could it be infused with the same strange Bikini Bottom radiation that keeps fire burning underwater and sponges talking?
But at least it's warm around the fire.
Hey, if we're underwater, how could there be a...
That's a mystery for another day. Right now, we need to talk about the insides of his house. At first glance, SpongeBob's pineapple house is a cheerful, slightly absurd splash of orange and green in the middle of Conch Street. But once you step inside, or even just take a closer look, it becomes clear that this house is an underwater engineering marvel. I mean, SpongeBob's pineapple house is perfectly round. The smooth curves of the exterior seem to match its pineapple roots. But step inside and you'll notice corners. How does that work? Is it bad architecture, cartoon logic, or something deeper? One theory is that it's a classic case of cartoon space logic, where internal dimensions don't have to match external appearances. The squared-off interior might simply make it easier for animators to depict dynamic scenes without the visual complications of curved walls. But what if it's more than just animation efficiency? Corners in the house might be a metaphorical nod to SpongeBob himself. As a character, SpongeBob is optimistic and bubbly on the outside, but surprisingly complex on the inside. His home reflects this contrast, seemingly simple from the outside, yet filled with surprises and contradictions once you step in. Another explanation could lie in the underwater setting. Pineapples naturally float, but maybe the squared-off interior provides structural stability, preventing SpongeBob's house from tumbling around like an unmoored buoy. Well, it's a whimsical take on practical engineering because even in Bikini Bottom, physics can take a holiday but not entirely disappear. Ultimately, the combination of a round exterior and angular interior adds to the quirky charm of 124 Conch Street. Just like SpongeBob himself, his house doesn't always make sense. Now, the house is a 3-story pineapple with its crown of green leaves acting as a whimsical roof. The front is equipped with 2 circular windows that give it a pair of eyes, almost making it feel alive. Below, a blue door with a curved frame and an attached chimney adds an oddly cozy touch to this oversized fruit. But it's not just the front that matters. There's also a garage in the back, subtly blending functionality with cartoonish charm. And for those curious about privacy, the backyard is surrounded by a square of underwater flowers, closing the house off from the world. Inside, the first floor is where the action begins. The living room is an eclectic blend of nautical themes and SpongeBob's unique personality. Well, this room is basically a manifesto of madness. Step inside and you're greeted by walls plastered in the kind of wallpaper you'd expect from an undersea rave. The living room screams nautical nonsense, with a diving helmet-shaped TV that's as functional as it's absurd, and an inflatable sofa that's clearly designed for maximum comfort during jellyfishing marathons, or for surviving underwater currents that might knock over sturdier furniture. Take a closer look, and you'll notice the quirky touches. Fishing lures doubling as wall decor, a snail clock that's basically Gary in clock form. Creepy or adorable? You decide. And you will also find a conch shell phone that's so SpongeBob it feels almost unfair to exist anywhere else. Next door lies the kitchen, but don't let its modest size fool you. This isn't just a place for reheating leftovers. Not that SpongeBob would ever do that. It's a fully loaded culinary playground, equipped with a fridge, stove, sink, and of course, a green spiral staircase mysteriously coiled in the corner. Where does it lead? To answers, questions, or more absurdity upstairs? Only SpongeBob knows. Further exploration takes you to the laundry room, a blink and you miss it part of the house where SpongeBob's Type A personality really shines. Amid stacks of detergent and a shiny washing machine that looks ready for a Broadway debut, it's clear SpongeBob's SquarePants don't stay spotless by accident. And when you go to the second floor, you find a realm that's part library, part mad scientist's lair, and entirely SpongeBob. The library shelves are packed with an eclectic mix of comic books and self-help guides like Head Shrinking for Beginners. And if you think that's weird, feast your eyes on the ceiling suspended reading chair hanging by a fishing hook. A bold design choice that screams, who needs gravity? Just when you think you've seen it all, there's a grand pipe organ in the corner. What does SpongeBob do with it? Probably serenades his jellyfish, or annoys Squidward. Oh, and the bathroom. Equal parts functional and what on earth? It features a bed stacked with not 1, not 2, but 3 mattresses, secured by bamboo sticks. And what's perched above the bed? A diving board, for dramatic morning wake-ups or the occasional backflip into dreamland. Because really, why wouldn't SpongeBob add a diving board? It's got everything you'd expect from SpongeBob. A foghorn alarm clock, piles of newspapers for Gary to sleep on, and even a scallop in a birdcage. Oh, and don't forget the escape hatch to the roof, because who doesn't need one of those in their pineapple? But the surprises don't stop there. Hidden within the walls of his house is Walhalla, a magical space with its own mold garden, enchanted fridge, and dining area. This secret area, featured in one unforgettable episode titled Walhalla, only adds to the pineapple's mystique. In this episode, SpongeBob encounters Wally C, a crazed castaway who has lived inside the walls ever since being accidentally trapped there by wallpaper installers. Wally has turned the hidden space into a bizarre yet resourceful ecosystem, complete with a mold garden and a magic fridge that's actually the backside of SpongeBob's own refrigerator. Even the roof is part of the fun. Accessible through the escape hatch, it's a grassy terrace perfect for watching jellyfish or simply avoiding the chaos below. And somewhere near the attic, yes, there's an attic, you'll find the Imagination Box, one of SpongeBob's most prized possessions. And get this, the attic isn't just a forgotten storage space, it's a treasure trove of SpongeBob's hidden interests. You will find jellyfishing nets, spatulas, and more. It's basically the place where SpongeBob's quirkiest ideas are born. And yes, there's also a hat rack dedicated entirely to his many work hats, because even SpongeBob takes uniform variety seriously. One of the most fascinating hidden features is his workout room. In Muscle Bob Buff Pants, we see SpongeBob proudly showing off his gym equipment, including his inflatable weights. While most homeowners are content with a treadmill or some dumbbells, SpongeBob's workout space seems custom designed for his quirky needs. The room also features other unconventional equipment like a stuffed animal barbell that SpongeBob struggles to lift despite its light weight. You can see this room in episodes like Help Wanted and Muscle Bob Buff Pants. And after watching these episodes, it's clear that SpongeBob's idea of fitness is as eccentric as the rest of his home. In The Way of the Sponge, we even glimpse a jellyfish net adapted for cardio, proving that SpongeBob's workout routine is just as imaginative as his daily life. Every inch of 124 Conch Street is designed to reflect SpongeBob's quirky, optimistic personality while still surprising us with its bizarre practicality. It's a house that, much like its owner, always keeps us guessing. But if you think 124 Conch Street is just a cartoon house, think again. I mean, it's no accident that the pineapple stands out. In fact, this pineapple is a character in its own right. Swap it out, and the entire tone of the show shifts. Sometimes, this house even acts as a narrative tool. I would say that the pineapple is almost a silent character. In some episodes, it reacts comically to events, such as shaking in frustration, or even catching fire during SpongeBob's escapades. This makes me think that the house is an extension of SpongeBob's personality, endearing, chaotic, and utterly unique. The house is the ultimate stage for SpongeBob's chaotic energy. Its absurdly cheerful design mirrors his personality, while its constant destruction and regeneration reflect his ability to bounce back from any setback. The pineapple also functions as a reflection of SpongeBob's inner world. Its eclectic interior design, filled with everything from a library to a workout room, offers glimpses into his multifaceted personality. It's a space where his hobbies, quirks, and childlike imagination come to life, often driving the narrative in unexpected directions. More subtly, the house serves as a grounding element in the fantastical world of Bikini Bottom. No matter how wild the adventures get, SpongeBob's pineapple is always there, a familiar constant in a sea of absurdity. It reminds all of us that even in the most outlandish scenarios, SpongeBob has a place to call home. And can we forget the logical inconsistencies? Think about it. How does a pineapple exist underwater? While the show revels in absurdity, this detail has sparked debates among fans. Some argue it's just plain nonsensical. And what about its durability? How does the pineapple withstand constant underwater currents and pressure? And we also have the glaring spatial inconsistency of the house. On the outside, it's a modestly sized pineapple, but step inside and suddenly it's a sprawling multi-level mansion complete with a library, a garage, and an attic. While this is a common trope in cartoons, fans have speculated that the house's size-changing properties could be another reflection of SpongeBob's overactive imagination, or just lazy spatial design. The house's location also raises eyebrows. While SpongeBob seems content with his quirky neighbors, fans often question how he ended up next to Squidward, who clearly despises him. Did SpongeBob deliberately choose this spot to annoy Squidward, or is it just an unlucky coincidence? The show never clarifies. The curious case of SpongeBob's pineapple is kind of wrapped up, at least for now. But what about the next curious case in Bikini Bottom? Could there be more quirky mysteries hiding beneath the sea? Click the video on screen to find out.